Hello students, so today we will study some basic concepts of chemistry. Question part 3. Disclaimer: the images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creator and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in the deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@itk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So what are the topics that we have to cover today? So we will cover practice question from 26 to 36. So first of all, question number 26. The question says 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of Ag plus and 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of CrO4 2 minus react together to form Ag2RO, Ag2CrO4. Calculate the amount of Ag2CrO4 formed. Given the molar mass of Ag2CrO4 is equals to 331.73 gram per mole. Options are 0.268, 0.166, 0.212, 1.66 grams. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So first of all, the question says that we have been given 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of Ag plus. So this is the amount of Ag plus that we have, and the same amount of CrO4 2 minus is given, which is 1 into 10 to the power minus 3, and now they are reacting together to form Ag2CrO4. Clear? Next, what we have to calculate? So we have to calculate the amount of Ag2CrO4 that will be formed. The correct option is B for those who have solved the question. Now let us see the solution. So for that, we will write the equation first of all. Now this is a balanced equation for the formation of Ag2CrO4 from its respective ions. So we have taken Ag plus ion, reacted it with CrO4 2 minus to give Ag2CrO4. Now this equation is made to balance by multiplying this ion concentration by 2, because Ag count is 2 on the right side, so we'll similarly multiply 2 on the left side. Using this limiting reagent concept, what we have found that the Ag2CrO4 that will be formed will be 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole. How we have found it? So basically you see here. So first of all, according to this equation, it is given that 2 moles of Ag plus ions react with 1 mole of CrO4 2 minus. Now using the unitary method, we can say that 1 mole of Ag plus will react with half mole of CrO4 2 minus. Just divide this whole equation by 2. You will get this. Okay. Now, since we are given 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of Ag plus, then the CrO4 2 minus that is required accordingly will be how much? Will be, say, so according to this, 1 mole react with half mole. So 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 will react with CrO4 2 minus concentrations half. Okay, so we'll halve this concentration, and that much amount of CrO4 2 minus will react. The remaining CrO4 2 minus will be left in the solution mixture. And according to this equation, if we divide this by 2, then if 1 mole of Ag plus is reacting, then half mole of this will be formed. Okay, half mole means not the half mole of this will be formed. Similarly, if 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 is reacting, then 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles will be formed accordingly. Clear? Now let us take the reverse way, right? So we are taking Ag plus, accordingly we are taking CrO4 2 minus. In the next case, what we will do? So according to this, 1 mole of CrO4 2 minus is reacting with 2 moles of Ag plus. Very clear from the equation. Now, since we are given only 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of AgCrO4 2 minus, so that will react with 2 into, we'll simply multiply this thing by 2, 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 moles of Ag plus. So this is the required amount of Ag plus ion according to the given moles of CrO4 2 minus. So but we have not that much amount, therefore our silver plus ion is in the limiting form. Okay, so this is the limiting reagent. Now coming back to the equation, we have already found out that 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 Ag2CrO will be formed. Okay, now how will find the mass, because we need the mass here in grams. We have seen the options, the answer is in grams. So what we will do is we'll simply convert this mole part into gram. For that, what we will do? We will multiply this mole by the molar mass. Okay, because number of moles equals to given mass by molar mass. Therefore, given mass is equals to molar mass multiplied by number of moles. That will give you 0.166 gram as your answer. Clear? Next question. Question number 27. Question number 27 says that we have a mixture, and in that mixture we have two types of complexes. The first complex has CONH3 whole 5 SO4. So this is the part that is present inside the coordination sphere, and we have Br outside as the counter ion, you can see here. Okay. Now in the same mixture we have this CONH3 whole 5, and in this case Br is present inside the coordination sphere, whereas SO4 is present outside the coordination sphere as your ionizable part, means they can be ionized. And next what we know that their amount is 0.02 mole for each of this. What they're doing is that they have taken 2 liter of this solution, means the volume is 2 liter, and 1 liter of this solution. Now we have separated 1 liter of this solution and mixed with it AgNO3 to form Y, excess AgNO3 that also, and another 1 liter left solution is mixed with BaCl2 to give Z. We have to find number of moles of Y and Z. So options are A 0.01 and 0.01, B 0.02 and 0.01, C 0.01, 0.02, and D 0.02 and 0.02. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Okay, now let us see the solution. So first of all, we already understood the question. So what we have done is that we have taken a mixture of named as X, and in that X we have 0.02 moles of this species that is written here, and 0.02 mole of this species, right? So two species are there, and we are now we are making a mixture of 2 liter. Now we are separating 1 liter from that 2 liter, means from the parent one we are separating equal mixture 1 liter in one side and other 1 liter in the other side. And the first one is treated with AgNO3 that is present in excess to give Y, and the second one is treated with excess BaCl2 to give Z. And you have to find the number of Y and Z. Now the ideal case has been considered here. What is the meaning of this? So suppose you are mixing this amount in the solution. It is given here, right? So when you separate it, this is being said that half of each of the species will be separated in the each liter. This means that if there is 0.02 mole of CONH3 whole 5 SO4Br, then 0.01 will be in the first mixture and 0.01 mole of this same complex will be in the second mixture. Same goes for this mixture, right? Same goes for this compound. Now next, the correct answer is A. So let us see what will the moles of Y and Z. So let us see the solution. So same thing is mentioned here. First of all, we have written what is written in the question. Now if this is the thing that is present outside, then it is ionizable, right? So when you dissolve it in water, you will get two types of ions upon dissolving this thing. This part will be the cationic part, left hand side, and this right hand side is the anionic part. So each mole of this complex is giving 1 mole of Br minus. Therefore 0.02 mole will give 0.02 mole of Br minus. Similarly, each mole of this is giving 1 mole of SO4 2 minus. Therefore 0.02 mole will give 0.02 mole of SO4 2 minus in the 2 liter solution. Now the thing which I mentioned here earlier also is being said here, that this 1 liter of mixture will contain 0.01 of this thing and 0.01 of this another anion. So they have taken the ideal case, obvious one. Now with the excess of AgNO3, if we treat the first with excess of AgNO3, then of course what we will get? We will get AgBr as the precipitate, right? AgBr as the precipitate. Now each Br will give one molecule of the precipitate. Therefore, we have 0.01 mole of say Br minus. So we will get 0.01 mole of AgBr, because AgNO3 is in excess. We don't have to worry about it. Similarly, since we have this SO4 2 minus as concentration as 0.01, so at same here also we'll get 0.01 mole of BaSO4 from the another solution. So for the first solution, this Br will react with AgNO3's Ag plus and will give AgBr, and BaCl2 cation, that is barium 2 plus, will react with SO4 to give BaSO for the barium sulfide, which is again insoluble in what? Insoluble in water and comes out as precipitate. Clear? So question number 28 says that how much AgCl will be formed after adding 200 ml of 5 normal solution to 5 normal HCl to a solution containing 1.7 gram AgNO3. Okay. So how will solve it? So very simple. So the correct option will be B. So we have solved it. First, what we have done is we have calculated the number of milli equivalents. Okay, we have calculated the number of milli equivalents of this, say our HCl. So multiply the volume by the normality to get the milli equivalents. Right, this will give you 1 millimoles or 1 moles, because 1000 millimoles or 1 mole, because 1000 is equals to 1 mole. Okay, then according to the given equation, so this is the thing that how much AgCl will be formed by adding this much containing 1.7 gram of AgNO3. So since we have 1.7 gram of AgNO3, that means it is 0.01 mole of AgNO3. So if you calculate this number of moles, you will get this thing very easily, because Ag mass is given and given mass by molar mass is the formula for calculation number of moles. So they have calculated the number of moles of AgNO3. Okay. Now, next thing, write the balanced equation. So AgNO3 will react with HCl to give AgCl and HNO3. So 1 mole of this will react with another mole of this to give 1 mole of AgCl and 1 mole of HNO3. Now, according to this equation, we can write that 1 mole of HCl will react with 1 mole of AgNO3. Now, your AgNO3 is present in the limiting form. So therefore, this will decide the product value also. So 0.01 mole of AgNO3 will react with 0.01 mole of HCl to give 0.01 mole of AgCl. Rest of the HCl will be in the solution. So 1 minus 0.01, the value which you will get, you can write it here. So in this case, AgNO3 is the limiting reagent. Therefore, what will be the amount of AgCl that will be formed? So this is the one which is the limiting reagent. So if 1 mole of this is giving 1 mole of this, therefore 0.01 mole of this will give you 0.01 mole of AgCl. Now next what we have done, we have found the say mass. Okay, so we simply multiplied with the molar mass, 0.01 multiplied by 143.5, that will give you 1.435. Question number 29. Question number 29 says that if 0.5 mole of BaCl2 are mixed with 0.2 mole of Na3PO4, the maximum number of moles of Ba3PO4 whole twice that can be formed is, your options are A 0.7, B 0.5, C 0.3 and D 0.1. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So the question is saying that we are taking 0.5 moles of BaCl2 and we are mixing it with 0.2 mole of Na3PO4, and what is the amount of Ba3PO4 whole twice that will be formed? First of all, the correct answer is D. Let us see the explanation for that. So for solving such questions, we have already seen what we will do. We will write the balanced chemical equation. So this is the balanced chemical equation, very easy to write. You will get this thing. Now, according to this balanced chemical equation, what we can say, that 2 moles of Na3PO4 is reacting with 3 moles of BaCl2. Therefore, we can also say that 0.2 mole of Na3PO4 will react with 0.3 mole of BaCl2. Clear? Okay. Now next, if you do the reverse thing, right? If you do the reverse thing, what will happen? So 3 moles of this is reacting with 2 moles. So 1 will react with 2 by 3, right? Therefore 0.5 will react with 2 by 3 into 0.5. That is your what? That is 2 into 0.5 will give you 1. 1 by 3, that is approximately 0.99 moles. But this much moles of Na3PO4 is not present, right? So we'll do the reverse one only. So Na3PO4 is the limiting reagent. We can say it very easily. Again, coming back to the point that 0.2 mole will react with 0.3 mole of BaCl2. Hence, It is written here also, the 0.2 mole of Na3 will react with this much BH3PO4 whole twice will be formed, because 2 moles of this is giving 1 mole of this. Therefore, 1 mole of this will give 1 by 2 mole of this, and 0.2 mole of this will give 0.2 by 2 mole. That is 0.1 mole of the compounds named as Ba3PO4, that is barium phosphate. Question number 30. Question number 30 says that the reaction between yttrium metal and dilute HCl produces H2 and Y3 plus ion. The molar ratio of yttrium to that of hydrogen produced is. So options are A 1 is to 2, B 2 is to 1, C 2 is to 3, D 5 is to 2. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So what is the question that is being asked is saying? So it has been said that there is a reaction between your yttrium metal and dilute HCl, and it is producing H2 and Y3 plus. Okay. Now we have to find the ratio of yttrium to that of hydrogen produced is. So let us see this. First of all, the correct answer is C. Now we will write the oxidation of yttrium to yttrium 3 plus. So 1 mole of yttrium is giving 1 mole of yttrium 3 plus and 3 moles of electron. If you multiply whole this equation by 2, you will get this thing, which is 2 moles of Y will produce 2 moles of Y3 plus and 6 moles of electron. Now HCl, if this is getting reduced, then HCl will getting oxidized. Sorry, this thing is getting oxidized, so HCl will get reduced. So H plus, we have to say, we know that 2H plus will combine to form 1 mole of H2 by taking 2 moles of electron. According to this, we need 6 electrons. So we will do the same thing, multiply this whole thing by 3 so that the electrons count become equal. Now adding both of this equation, we will get the final equation as this. But what we have to find the ratio of yttrium to that of hydrogen that is produced. So the above individual equation suggests that it is suggesting that one equivalence of Y is reacting with one equivalence of H2, or we can say N is equals to 3 for what? N is equals to 2 of one equivalence of H2. Clear? Because this is a charge of 3 plus, that's why. Or we can write 1 by 3 of Y react with 1 by 3 mole of H2. Okay, so gives us 1 by 3 moles of H2. It is very clear from the equation also. Then we can find the ratio very easily. So this is 2 is to 3. Clear? Now let us see the next question. Question number 31. 3 gram of activated charcoal was added to 50 liter of acetic acid. 0.06 normal. So this is the normality of the acetic acid solution in a flask. After an hour, it was filtered and the strength of the filtrate was found to be 0.042. The amount of acetic acid produced per gram of charcoal is 18 milligram option A, 36 milligram option B, C 42 milligram, and D 54 milligram. You have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So in this question, what we have to first of all know, that whenever we dissolve this 3 gram of activated charcoal in this 50 ml, or we do something, then acetic acid is must be getting deposited to this charcoal. That is the reason its normality is decreasing from this to this, right? Okay, so first we'll find the number of millimoles of this, say, acetic acid, milli equivalence I would say. So the correct option is A for those who have solved this question. So initial strength is given this thing 0.06 and your final strength is 0.042. Okay, and given volume is 50 ml. So what is the initial number of millimoles? So 0.06 multiplied by 50. So this is the initial millimoles of this acetic acid. What is the final millimole of this acetic acid? It is simply 0.042 multiplied by 50, because this is the final anormality. That would give us 2.1. So what are the millimoles that has been changed? So to get that difference, subtract 3 minus 2.1, that will give you 0.9 millimole. So this is the amount millimole that is present. Now we have to find per gram of charcoal. Okay, we have to find it for per gram of charcoal. So hence the mass of CH3 COOH will be calculated. So it is 0.9 into 60 divided by 3. Okay, 0.9 multiplied by 60 divided by 3. Clear? Okay. So this is the molar mass. So we have multiplied this moles with this thing. Okay. So we got this thing, right? Okay. Now next, this will give you how much? This will give you 18 milligrams. So why we have divided this by 3? Because we need the concentration of, say, acetic acid adsorbed in terms of gram per gram of charcoal. Okay, so how much amount is say deposited per gram of charcoal? Okay, so we have already 3 gram, and this 3 gram has done this whole adsorption. So that is the reason we are multiplying both of these things and dividing it by 3. Next question, question number 32. The molecular formula of commercial resin used for exchange ion in water softening is this thing. It is C8H7SO3Na, and its molecular weight is 206. So what would be the maximum uptake of Ca2 plus ion by the resin when expressed in mole per gram resin? Options are A 1 by 103, B 1 by 206, C 2 by 309, and D 1 by 412. So let us see the solution. So it is given the molecular formula of commercial resin used for the exchanging ions in water softening is this thing. So what is the maximum uptake of Ca2 plus ion when resin expressed in mole per gram resin? Okay, so this is expressed in mole per gram resin. Now let us solve this. So first of all, the correct option is D. What is the molecular weight of this thing given? It is already given 206. We don't need to calculate it. Although it is being calculated here, it is already given here. See, 206. So what is the number of mole in 1 gram of resin? So this is the complex that will be formed. Okay, right? This is very true. Now number of moles in 1 gram. So that will give you 1 by 206. Why is it so? So it is being given in the question that if this thing is expressed in mole per gram, then we have to calculate. Okay, so for that reason we are dividing. So because we know that 1 mole of this thing is containing 206 gram of this resin. Now according to this equation, we know that this is the equation that we are having, right? This is the equation that we are having. So initially it was having, say, Na here, and it is multiplied by 2. The same thing is being done twice, right? Now since 2 moles of this is combining with 1 mole of Ca2 plus, therefore 1 mole of this will combine with half mole of Ca2 plus, and that will be multiplied by half into 1 by 206. Finally the answer would be 1 by 412 moles of Ca2 plus ions. Clear? Okay. Now let us see the next question. The mass of potassium dichromate crystal required to oxidize 750 centimeter cube of 0.6 m Morse salt solution is given. Molar mass potassium dichromate is 294 gram per mole, and Morse salt is given that's 392 gram per mole. So this is the molar mass that is given. So options are 0.49 grams, 0.45 grams, 22.05 grams, and 2.2 grams. Okay, so you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the answer. First of all, the question says that it is being asked that the mass of potassium dichromate that is required to oxidize 750 centimeter cube of 0.06 more salt. Okay, so what is the mass of potassium dichromate that is required? Correct option is C. So more salt is this thing. This is the formula that is given. Now only oxidizable part is what? Fe2 plus, if you find it. So this thing will get oxidized. So this is the thing that we ask. We have to oxidize the thing, right? Now Fe2 plus is going to Fe3 plus by 6. Okay, so this is multiplied by 6. And this is the equation that we already have. These are two equations. Why multiplying it by 6? To keep the number of electrons balanced. Adding this two equation will give 6 Fe2 plus Cr2072 minus 14 electron. It is giving us 6 Fe3 plus 2 Cr3 plus and 7 H2Os. What is the minimum of Fe2 plus here? It is given 750 centimeter cube of the solution we have, and it has 0.6 molarity. That will give you 450 millimolar solution of 450 millimoles of Fe2 plus. So what is the moles of Fe2 plus? Divide this thing simply by 1000 and that will give you 0.450. Now 6 mole of this thing is reacting with 1 mole of Cr2O7 minus. Therefore 0.450 mole of Fe2 plus will react with 0.450 by 6. Okay, so 1 by 6, that is 0.450 by 6, that is 0.075 mole of Cr2O7 minus. That is what is the mass of now K2Cr27 required. So this is the moles that we have found already. So the mass will be simply potassium dichromate molar mass multiplied by the thing, that is 0.075 and N294, that is 2.05 grams. Clear? Next question, question number 34. So we have 5 ml of N HCl, 20 ml of N by 2 H2SO4 and 30 ml of N by 3 HNO3. Now they all are mixed together by volume added to 1 liter. Okay, and the normality of the resulting solution is to be found. So first is 0.45, second is 0.025, third is 0.9, and fourth is 0.05. So these are the number of say the normality that we are expecting to be the one of the answer. So we have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So according to this equation, what is given? So we are having 3 types of acid, HCl, H2SO4 and HNO3, and mixing together, and the volume is made to 1 liter. So what is the normality of resulting solution we have to find? Okay, so how we will find it? So first of all, we multiply, the correct option is A. To find this thing, the normality, we will multiply this all of this by N1 V1, N2 V2 and N3 V3, and we will get the V1 V2 and V3, right? We'll get the volumes. Not exactly. Or we can just put this equation here and we will get this thing. Okay, we'll get this thing done. To find the normality, which is turns out to be 25 by 55, it is 0.45 N. Next question. Two solution of a substance are mixed in the manner 480 milliliter of 1.5 milliliter of first solution with 520 ml of 1.2 m of second solution. So you have to find the molarity of the final solution. Options are 1.20 m, 1.50 m, 1.344 m, 2.70 m. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Now let us see the solution. So we have two solutions of a substance and they're mixed in the manner. So the first solution, which is the 1.5 m, it's for 480 ml is mixed, and the one which is 520 ml, it's 1.2 molar solution. There are those 520 ml is mixed. Okay, these two are mixed, and we have to find the molarity of the final solution. How we'll find it? So correct option is A. So first solution, we will find the number of millimoles, which is MB, that is 480 into 1.5, 720 millimole. What is the number of millimoles of second? That is 520 into 1.2, that is 624 millimole. What about total millimole? Add both of this, 720 plus 624, that is 1344. And what is the molarity? That is number of moles of solute and divided by total volume of solution in liter. So this is the molarity. So we already know the number of moles, and next thing what we know is the total volume of the solution, which is 520 plus what? 520 plus 480. So that will give you the answer. So that would give you 1.344 molar solution. This is the final answer. Next question. So in the question, following question, assertion followed by a reason is given. Choose the correct answer out of the following choices. First statement says that if 30 ml of H2 combined with 20 ml of O2 form water, 5 ml of H2 is left after the reaction. Okay, and O2 was the limiting reagent. So options are A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation. B, both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. C, A is true, but R is false, and D, both A and B are false. Clear? Now, let us see. We have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. So now let us see the solution. So in the following question, assertion followed by a reason is given. So this is assertion reason type question. So the assertion is that we are having 30 ml of H2 and it is combining with 20 ml of O2 and form 5 ml of H2. left after the reaction, and O2 is the limiting reagent here. So first of all, both reasons are assertions are false. Second thing, according to this, we can say that H2 and half O2 react to give H2O, or 30 ml of this react with 15 ml of O2. So what is the volume of O2 that is left? It is 20 minus 15, which is 5. So this is the thing. Now, therefore, no H2 are left after the reaction. Hence, H2 is the limiting reagent. You can see it very clearly because H2 is the limiting reagent because it is getting over after the reaction, and only a small amount of this of O2 is formed, which is 5 ml. Right. So this is the way to solve it. So this was all for today's class. With this, I end my lecture.